Hello, this is Jeff Kelly, and in this video today, I want to talk to you about one of the traps that people who choose debt consolidation, man, sometimes they fall into this nasty mess where they take good, easily dischargeable credit card debt that I can get rid of, and they transform it into non-dischargeable tax debt. How the heck does that happen? Here's how. If a debt settlement company does successfully negotiate the balance of your tax debt down, that credit card company is going to turn around and report it to the IRS, and that counts as income towards you. Now, if you've got an accountant that can review it, there are, if you can prove you're insolvent at the time it happens, you might be able to get out of it that way, but you might not be able to. And I recently spoke to a client who we really could have easily gotten rid of this, all of it, in bankruptcy. He was going to have to file bankruptcy anyway. I mean, he was headed in that direction, and they kind of stalled it a little while with the debt consolidation company. That can be a very, very bad move because now, in this person's case, we are going to have to pay back the um, the we are going to have to pay back the money that is now owed to the IRS because when the debt was settled, it gets reported to the IRS as income by the credit card company. Now it counts to you. Bam, that's how it happens. So one of the things that I see debt settlement companies do is they lie and they get away with it. That's why there's so many complaints. If you go online and look, you can go to ftc.gov and you can read all kinds of complaints against so many debt settlement companies because what they try to do is they get people into this program where they're going to, instead of paying the credit card companies, you pay them, but you have no legal protection at all. And so the credit card companies can turn right around and file a collection lawsuit. And usually that's what happens. It usually takes about 6 months between the time somebody stops paying their credit card debts before they get sued. Can it work if you've got one or two credit card debts? Yeah, maybe. But when you're dealing with multiple companies, there's a pretty good chance that one of them is going to say, nope, not negotiating. Let's just go to court and we're moving that direction. And the whole house of cards comes crashing down. So let's illustrate how somebody might end up turning credit card debt into a taxable debt. Let's say you owe a credit card company $50,000 and they agree to settle it for, let's say, $26,000. Okay, great. That sounds wonderful. We just wiped out $24,000. Well, if that does go through, the credit card company is going to write off that $24,000, send it to the IRS. That counts as income to you. So if you're in a 33% tax bracket, you just bought yourself $8,000 of non-dischargeable tax debt. Don't do something like that without, number one, consulting with your accountant to see how is this going to impact my tax liability. And two, talk with a bankruptcy attorney and find out, are you headed toward bankruptcy anyway? Are we, if we are, then we might as well just file right out of the gate and don't create this taxable debt. In some cases, if you qualify for Chapter 7, you can eliminate all of your unsecured debt. How tragic would that be for someone who's going to, file a Chapter 7 anyway, to end up stuck with some non-dischargeable $8,000 debt to the IRS? I can totally understand why some people want to choose a debt settlement company. It doesn't count on your record as a bankruptcy. I get it. But when you're stopped making payments to all those credit card companies, boom, 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 that credit score is going to go meow, and it's going to stay down until that debt is gone and taken care of. And in a bankruptcy, you're in court, you're out of court, boom, we're going to start rebuilding right away with, as soon as your case gets discharged with a Chapter 7. And in Chapter 13, it may take a whole lot longer. You're going to have to wait until your case finishes. So the right solution to your debt problem depends on the whole picture, everything included, not just your credit card debt. Do you have medical bills outstanding? Are those people going to file lawsuits against you? Are you current on cars? Do you have any cars that got repossessed in the past? In Chapter 13 and Chapter 7, we take care of the whole picture, not just one segment of the problem. Another horror, nightmare incidents that I've seen take place with debt settlement companies is when people stop paying their credit card debt and all of a sudden, boom, 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 the interest is building up, the late fees are building up. And there are some Chapter 13 cases where we have to pay back all the debt back because there's so much equity in a house. And sometimes people may go, 6 months to a year in a debt settlement company. And then all of a sudden, one of them turns around and files a lawsuit. Now everything is off the table, nothing is settled. And now they have a year's worth of compound interest and late fees built up. That can bump your debt up, as high as 30%. Whereas if we had just filed sooner, which we were going to have to do anyway, we could have saved all of that money. Okay, so what do you do if you're already in a debt settlement company and you've got a feeling that, hey, this isn't going to work out? Number one, make sure you're answering your telephone and responding, and keep an eye on your mailbox because that lawsuit may be coming down the pipe. Don't panic. It's never too late to file. You can always call a bankruptcy attorney and file at any point, at any stage you're at. But whatever you do, don't touch your 401k. Don't do it. That's a protected asset. That's another way that I see a lot of people create unnecessary tax debt, is to take withdrawals out. What really gets me is when they take a withdrawal out of a 401k and they use it to pay a debt settlement company, and then we end up filing bankruptcy anyway and wiping out all of the debt. Don't touch that 401k. So I want to leave you with this. If you have a huge amount of credit card debt hanging over your head and you're talking to a debt settlement company and it just sounds too good to be true, the reason it sounds too good to be true is that it might be. When you talk to an attorney, we are bound by the Georgia bar. We have to tell you the truth. We have to be straight with you. A lot of these debt settlement companies, they don't care, and that's why the Federal Trade Commission goes after them so hard. That's why if you go on the federal ftc.gov website, you can see this long list of debt settlement companies who have gotten in a heap of trouble. I created this video because I want to prevent people from making big mistakes. A short conversation with a bankruptcy attorney might just save you a whole lot of stress, a whole lot of heartache, and a whole lot of money. Thank you.